Welcome to Yosemite National Park. What do you think about this Half Dome hike?
I'm pretty scared.
A little nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little more than you thought?
I mean, it's really high right here. It's gonna be even more.
We'll just take it one step at a time, and we'll stay within your comfort zone, okay? All right, we'll go as far as we can, and if we have to turn around, we'll turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in Upper Pines, and the walk is maybe a couple hundred feet.
Oh, to the trailhead?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do that.
It's not that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're basically wherever you are, walking across to this street here and heading towards Happy Isles. And then you're gonna follow the mist trail.
Mist trail. That
up
goes past
towards Vernal Fall.
Past Nevada.
Past Nevada Fall.
Okay.
And then towards Little Yosemite Valley.
Okay.
And then you'll take the turn off for Half Dome.
Okay.
And the cables start right about there.
Gotcha.
That's where you're going to need your permit.
Okay, sounds good. How many miles is it each way?
7 miles each way.
Okay.
5,000 feet of elevation here.
What do you think? She did the Grand Canyon.
So.
I think we're good. All right. It's really dark out here still. We just made our way through the campsite. I think as far as the campsite goes, we're the first ones that are awake. A couple cars are pulling into the parking lot. We're working our way down this service road to get to the trailhead, Happy Isles. About 4:45 or so right now in the morning. Still very dark outside. Bodies are feeling good. Good night of rest last night. Beautiful weather. Excited for the big hike. We're making pretty good speed. Probably about a mile into the hike right now. I can hear a waterfall. Probably a 300-foot cliff off my right shoulder. Can't see anything. Still really dark outside. Natalie, how you feeling? All right, let's keep moving. Really steep. A lot of direct uphill climbing. No switchbacks, no stairs. Half Dome, 6 miles, huh?
Oh, really?
That ain't bad. So we've gone about a mile so far. Feeling okay? All right, let's keep moving. Sun's starting to come out. We're about halfway up to the top of Vernal Falls. You can see why this is called the Mist Trail. It's like I'm getting rained on.
It feels like it's raining right now.
Let's keep going. I feel like I'm in a typhoon. Wow, man.
And this is water, not sweat, by the way.
You all set? Let's keep going. I hope so. Still very wet. I think I'm probably a combination of 80% water coming off the mist trail and 20% sweat. We've gone about a mile and a half, I'm guessing. We made it to the top of Vernal Falls. Very intense to get to this point. Straight uphill hiking, and then, I don't know, 300 steps? Seemed like more. But we're doing well. Water supply is good. Food supply is good. We're making great time. Maybe the only disadvantage is we're going too fast. So we're gonna take some more breaks as we go. And our next stop will be Nevada Falls. Why don't you point up to Nevada Falls? There it is.
Checkpoint, there. Not go point, checkpoint. It's still early.
Working our way up to the top of Nevada Falls. A lot of rocks just wedged in the ground that form a makeshift staircase. All uphill, very steep. Gotta watch your footing. So we've gone 1.3 miles from Vernal Falls. Probably nearing the halfway point on our hike. It's nice to hit some level ground for a change. Very strenuous so far, but absolutely beautiful scenery. Sun has come out, warming up a little bit, and overall we're doing great. The biggest mistake that people make on a hike like this is bringing an inadequate supply of water. And it's not so much that they don't think they need the water or underestimate the amount of water they need, but rather you try to avoid allowing your backpack to get too heavy. Even right now my backpack is probably 90% of its weight due to liquids, but the last thing you want to do is run out of water. On a hike like this, it could be the difference between life and death. Remember when Kayla and I, my other daughter, did this hike 8 years ago. We didn't make it this far. We just went to the base of Nevada Falls. There's actually a ranger down at the bottom of the trail examining everyone's backpack just to make sure people were prepared with the amount of water they needed. Midsection portion of this trail is nice. You go through a forest. Rather decent surface for hiking. Tall trees block the majority of the sun. Views are nice and slight incline. All right, Natalie, what do we got going here?
2 miles to Half Dome.
All right, that doesn't sound too bad. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Okay, let's keep moving. I was never one of those guys that enjoyed endurance sports. I was gravitated toward the sprints. This is definitely endurance. Thankfully, I'm not yet at the point where I'm saying, like I did at Mount St. Helens, I'll never do this hike again. We're probably about 1.5 miles from our end goal. I just like to think of it as every step I take, I'm one step closer to the goal. So the motivation I need at this point is to keep my eye on the goal and strive to achieve it. I think the hardest part is just keeping up with Natalie. All right, we're getting pretty close right now. Actually, it's our first sight of Half Dome. It just came into view.
So pretty.
We made it to the location called Subdome. This is the final stretch before we hit the cables. And as you are looking at Half Dome, that is one intimidating sight. But they say it's doable. Let's go for it. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
How was your hike?
That was great.
We should do it.
Thank
I
you.
think we could actually at least a bit, now that I look at it.
What's the average to get up to the top for the average hiker?
It'll probably take like an hour and a half today.
Hour and a half
it just
to get
depends
up?
on the busyness.
That much just to get up, really?
It can take longer, you know, if the cables
No kidding.
are busy. Yeah.
Do most people bring their backpacks or do they drop them?
Yeah, so I was actually tell you, so don't leave your backpacks.
Don't leave them.
There's rodents that are around that area.
All right.
And they'll just chew through it.
Okay.
If you, the trekking poles and the water bottle and stuff, just make sure they're secure.
Right.
So not falling on people's heads and stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Past the checkpoint station. Actually making our way up Half Dome right now. Took us about 5 hours to get to this point. Ranger said hour and a half from here to get to the summit of Half Dome. I was not expecting this portion of the hike. I thought we went straight to the cables. It's just hundreds of steps in the granite, each step being about 12 to 18 inches apart, and it just keeps going straight up. You gotta be really careful you don't lose your balance here. You can see the ground level. We've made it up quite a ways, and I think this shot gives a perspective of how steep it is. You can see my hand's shaking. You can see the stairs and the rocks to my left, but then you can't even see over the edge. It's almost straight down. How you doing, Natalie?
It's so beautiful up here, but it's really high up.
That is some hike. We made it up that cliff. There's no other word to describe it. It was a cliff we climbed. That was intense and scary. Steep drop-offs on both sides. We've now reached the famous spot where the cables begin. Here's a look at them from what we see from our perspective at this time. That looks daunting. That wasn't easy. Well, we made it to this part. Now, is this part called subdome or was it down there?
I think this
This is subdome, I think. So I misspoke earlier on the video. This is subdome. And you can see the cables are behind us. So we just talked to 3 nice people right here and they said about a half hour to get to the top. So Lord willing, we should be all the way up there in 30 minutes. Ready?
Yep.
Got your gloves on? A little nervous?
A little bit.
And we got to put in the gloves because the cables are coming up and it's just a lot easier to grab onto the cables and also prevent blisters and our skin getting torn. We're ready.
Oh, this might be shaky because I'm so nervous. It's so high up. It's so steep. 1, 2.
Let's go! All right, how we doing?
Tired.
A little more than halfway. Good job, you did great. You did great. We're on top of Half Dome right now. Sit up here, had some food, rehydrated ourselves, rest our legs. Definitely need to rest our arms after going up those cables. And now we're going to start the descent. What an incredible view. And what a blessed opportunity to say we did this. Really cool. Really cool. Starting our descent on the cables. Here we go. This is going to be interesting going backwards. Great job. How you feeling?
I never want to see another cable again.
So what do you think? Harder going up or harder going down?
Yeah, at first it seemed harder going down, but it was definitely harder up.
You think so? Yeah.
It requires more work.
Wow, that is. I'm so glad we did it.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, we descended the cables on Half Dome. Now we're going to these rock stairs that are built into the granite wall. It was hard coming up. It's going to be harder going down. This is the part of the trail I was looking forward to least. All right, we just finished the stairs in the granite. I was kind of fretting that, a little nervous about that, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. That behind me is the toughest part of the hike, and that's the part that you need a permit if you wish to ascend to the top of Half Dome. Time to go down. We got about 6.5 miles, and I can already no, not even going to talk about the good food. I don't want to start thinking about it because I'll be hungry right now. My mouth will be watering. But about 6.5 miles down, and then we'll see what happens then. But I think it can be spelled F-O-O-D, and a lot of it. Bye. It's hard to believe that the tip of that mountain was where we were standing about an hour ago. Incredible hike. And make sure we stay on the right trail. We're about 2 miles on our way down back to the valley floor. A lot easier going this way. I also want to let you know that we were talking to a hiker on the way up here, and he said he applied 125 times to get his permit to climb Half Dome. We applied once. We got it on our first shot. You can see how crowded the cables were, even where we were hiking. You can imagine if they didn't limit the number of climbers each day, how dangerous and congested that area would be. The other thing that's pretty neat about these hikes is when you run into people, you're dealing with people that all have a similar interest. But not only that, we're all working toward a similar goal, and people's friendly side comes out. See how you often see people sharing supplies and just encouraging each other along the way. Everyone's a pleasure to speak with and talk to. It's too bad that people can't be like that with each other all the time. This is going to feel real good right now.